Hi you guys, welcome back. My name is Carrie Penny. I am the Happy Crafty Homemaker, and today we're going to be unboxing month 2 of the Yarn and Stitches yarn subscription box. So before we get started, I'm going to sit here and drink some coffee and chit chat with you guys about the subscription box series. So I am purchasing this box 100%. Well, I've already paid for it, but it's purchased 100% out of my pocket. This is my money. The whole reason why I review subscription boxes is to see whether or not they're worth the money that you're paying. If we're dealing with a slightly larger company, generally I would expect to see a 25% discount in these, as we are taking a huge risk in giving our money to somebody without knowing exactly what we're getting in return for that. I think 25% is only fair. Now, when we're dealing with indie dyers, it's a little bit different, as they don't have the overhead to be able to compress it all. So I don't generally expect to see quite as much as 25%, but I would still like to see like 10 to 15% discount over the total value, estimated retail value of the box. So I do an estimated retail value. I don't always use the yarn company's direct price, because sometimes people way overcharge for their stuff and sometimes they way undercharge for their stuff. So I do try to find what the average going rate tends to be. If I think their price tends to be right there towards that middle price point anyway, I will use their actual price. So I do try to find averages of many different of the same thing, and we go from there. So in no way, shape, or form is this sponsored content. The dyers associated with the Yarn and Stitches Club have no clue that I exist. The person who's running the Yarn and Stitches Club, Yarn and Stitches subscription box, has no idea I exist. At least they didn't until I posted on Instagram and was sharing my project of month 1. So I do this just to see whether or not these boxes have a good value. Are they usable? Do I actually find myself wanting to use them? Am I struggling to use them? So in the unboxings, we do get a first impressions. Now we're going to do our cycle back. I have not finished month 1's project yet, but our theme was Northern Lights. It was by the Zippy Zebra. The yarn was by the Zippy Zebra. Everything. It was curated. Let's just make it simple for myself. It was curated by the Zippy Zebra last month. So we got a needle case. You can put your DPNs in, or a crochet hook. I pointed out I really like the not the same color snaps on there. I think that's adorable. We got a star stitch marker. We got a little button badge, which I've been using for the thumbnails. We got that little chocolate, which for some reason I still have not passed off to my husband. And because I'm getting the like deluxe luxury box, I'm getting all the extras plus 2 skeins of yarn. This is the most expensive box offered as part of the subscription. These are the 2 skeins I got. They're caked up in some of the skein coats that I have. And this is where we got. So I'm about halfway done. Well, I'm probably more than halfway done with the shawl lengthwise, but there are lots of stitches still left to go in. I have one more lace section, one more full garter stitch section left to go. And there we go. That is the pattern within the lace. The yarn is working up just as beautifully as I thought it would. It is everything you think a silk yarn should feel like, but doesn't. Silk is a very dry, coarse fiber. A lot of people think they're going to get something that's more satiny versus like a silk. This does not dry out your hands working with it like cotton, linen, flax, silk, things like that. It's very, very nice to work with. It glides on the needles. I am using my preferred Chow-Goo needles for this, and they just, the work is slipping all over the place. In a good way. So I am still over the moon with month 1. So month 1, let's see how. We had the 2 skeins of mulberry silk yarn, $34 each. Markers, $5 estimated. Button badge, $2.75. Needle case, $8. So our total estimated value was $83.75. I paid $65.50. So we saved 22%, which was a little bit of a surprise when I ran the math on this. I was looking at it kind of going like, we're not going to see like that huge discount zone because like I said, I would prefer to see 25%. But small batch dyers just don't have that flexibility to offer us that. So I was surprised that month 1, we did see a 22% savings over the entire box. Like I said, there are multiple subscriptions available though. Starting at $28.50, you can get the single skein with a marker, which I think is an excellent deal. That's a wonderful price, especially knowing that, you know, you could get mulberry silk one week, you could get a cashmere, you know, Angora blend or something. I mean, you never know what you're going to get month to month as far as the level of luxury of the yarn in the box. And I think that's a very reasonable per skein price. Then you do have 1 skein marker plus extras. Then you have 2 skeins plus a stitch marker, and then 2 skeins plus extras. So I do have, it's like the, I'm in Luxury Plus. There's also, I can't remember what the single skein is called. Anyway, we'll just roll with it. It is what it is. My brain is just not feeling it this morning. I'm having to refilm this because I messed everything up yesterday when I tried to film this. And I thought maybe I could get away with it. It would just be kind of cute, quirky Carrie being a ditz, and the truth is it was abysmal and very confusing. So even though I'm still speaking in circles and not doing a very good job at communicating this morning, believe it or not, this is better than what it almost was. So the pattern I am doing is the Faded Morning Shawl by the Chesapeake Needle. And I will leave a link down below for the direct link to the subscription box on Cratejoy, the Zippy Zebra, and to this pattern. And I will try to remember to label it month 1. We'll see how well that works. So month 2. Now that we've done our refresher of month 1, what month 1 held for us? Whee! Let's see what month 2 looked like. Now, like I said, I have already been through all this. I did try to pre-film this video and it did not go very well. So this month's theme is Love Story. This is book 1 of the Storybook Collection, February 2023. Welcome to the February 2023 Yarn and Stitches subscription box. My name is Helen of Untangled Yarn. And I hope you love this box as much as I do. I love a good book, no matter the genre. I love reading a good thriller, an epic adventure, space sci-fi, or a Victorian love story. This month's theme is Love Story, one colorway in a collection called Storybooks. So that was our theme. Like I said, that storybook was the theme on the, I could see it on the Cratejoy thing. So I was really curious to see what we'd get as it is February. And like I said, when I unboxed my ALC and my Yarnable that are my personal subscription boxes that I buy for myself, this tends to be one of the months where I'm just generally guaranteed to love what I get because my go-to colors are pink, purple, and blue, and Valentine's tends to lend themselves to especially the pinks and purples. So I always find it very exciting to see what we're going to get in a February box. So this month is a little bit more simple pulling out. Well, it's these boxes, by the way, are mine that I'm storing things in. I keep saying this month's box, but they're just some Michael's photo boxes that I grabbed. I figured we could store everything in its own box. And then when I come back to do the final review, I've got everything kind of together and they stay together in their individual box. So when I'm done with the project, I can put the finished project nice and neat in its box. So first off, we have a tote. Yarn and Stitches Yarn Club. There is no such thing as too much yarn, which is a sentiment I can get behind very clearly. I have said it before, I am not a huge fan of getting these thin, lightweight basic totes in subscription boxes. I know you guys can't feel the difference in the weight of different totes. So like, it may seem confusing because sometimes I'm like, oh, I really like this tote. And other times it's like, even when they look basically the same. So this is one of the very lightweight canvas totes. It's got the sublimated design, so we're not going to have to worry about like peeling and things coming off, which is very nice. We have had some in the past that did not hold up very well. It's a perfectly fine bag. Just to me, that's one of those things that generally should be free gift with purchase kind of zone. I do have an estimated value of $5 for that, but it's only because it does have an innate value. But I've always had mixed feelings on the thin, lightweight totes. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get as much caffeine in me as possible so I can at least start feeling a little bit human this morning. We did get 2 Dove chocolates, which once again, I will try to remember to give to my husband instead of just leaving in the box. And we got a little fabric bookmark. And I love me a corner bookmark. I don't know why, but especially when I'm reading from a hardback, I love these. I need to make some paper ones to go on my paperbacks with some of my paper crafting supplies. But it's just a little corner bookmark. Up next is the yarn. Now, I'm a little bit more calm filming this, especially the second time. Believe it or not, yesterday I was very excited sharing with you guys what this yarn was. So this is a 100% superwash merino wool yarn. I'm perfectly fine getting a nice superwash wool. This is a bulky weight. I am in love with this color. But once again, like I said, it's Valentine's month. So I am bound to get colors I know I'm going to love. And I love the berry wine. I especially love, though, how the purple fades into this gray here. Gray is my all-time favorite neutral. So we are working 100% into my wheelhouse. But this yarn, I wish we had Touch-O-Vision because this yarn is so soft and squishy. It just is such a delight to touch. And this is 100% décolletage safe. There's going to be no itching or anything. I do live in the Southeast, and I can tell you just from how it feels doing the initial how does that feel test, there's no, even if with a little moisture, you're not going to get any itchies or perspiration from this yarn. But we have just an absolutely gorgeous yarn to work with here. So I'm very happy once again with the colors this month. They are very similar to last month's inadvertently, I know. But it is Valentine's. And like I said, these are the perfect Valentine colors. So I'm very pleased. But, and I don't know if this was an accident or just, you know, the way she packaged these. So the hank of yarn has a stitch marker attached to the ball band, which means I ended up with 2 stitch markers in mine. So I'm not going to complain whatsoever. And the fact, this is something that tickles me. It's a bulky weight yarn. There is a ring option, or you can use it as like a progress keeper with the lobster claw there. So you can actually use this as a knitted marker or clip it onto your work. I've not had a stitch marker that did that before. I greatly appreciate that because I don't use progress keepers very often, at least not things that can get hung in my work. So I don't use progress keepers very often, but I would use, this is very super lightweight, so I would definitely use this as a stitch marker in a project. So I did end up with 2 stitch markers this month in my kit. So everything's all nice and neat and tucked back into its little box there. I did not forget anything, correct? Chocolates, canvas bag, bookmark, stitch markers, yarn. Yes. I did go on the website and did not find coordinating colors for this or find this yarn on there yet. That could be that it just hasn't been loaded onto her website yet. I will have untangled yarn specifically in the description box as well. I did, however, find that she has a Jane Austen collection, and I'm very tempted to purchase that in the DK weight. But I have, with my coupon here, it's 20% off a purchase of $100 or 15% off any other purchase. So we do get a nice coupon for the dyer. So if you really like what you got, you can get some extras, or you can see what else they have and maybe purchase something else for your collection. I do like where we're getting multiple dyers with this. So we'll be able to experience multiple dyers. And I feel like I said that last month. So I'm not sure why this month it surprised me. I don't know. So I did go with her price for her yarn. She sells her bulky weight yarn at $26 a hank, which is a little on the scant side for what I'm seeing recently. I've been seeing closer to $28 on average for these yarns. So keep that in mind also when I give you the totals and percentage. We got 2 stitch markers, so those are $5 each, 10 bucks. And like I say, month after month of these reviews, I know that sounds high, but when I know many of us are crafty and make our own stitch markers, not everybody does. And many people do enjoy purchasing stitch markers and collecting stitch markers. And on average, $5 for a stitch marker. And I know that's frustrating, but it is what it is. The tote, I also gave a $5 value to. That's about what you would pay if you were to buy one in the store. You'd pay about $5 for that canvas tote. So we're going to stick with the $5 once again on that. And then the fabric bookmark, I did find a couple of different sellers who sell those online, and they average for about $6. So we have an overall nice variety of things. We have, you know, I'm a sucker for a theme, and I do kind of feel like, you know, getting the little bookmark with the love story. You know, you could have set yourself up with like a really cute little cheesy romance novel, you know, you could tuck into for the next couple days with your little bookmark. The only thing missing is something to add the atmosphere of like that afternoon with your blanket over your lap, you know, knitting, you know, reading a book, whatever, is like that cup of tea kind of thing. That's the only thing missing to just completely set up an afternoon to just but I do like a good theme, and I do think this works as a theme. It's very, very cute. Once again, month 1 also worked as a complete theme. So our total estimated retail value this month is $73. I paid $65.50 a month for this. I did do the 3 months all at once, and I saved 11% this month. So once again, like I said, that $4 difference for what she's charging for her bulky weight versus what I'm kind of seeing become the more common norm will also kind of change that a little bit closer to like a 16%. But overall, I still feel like I got my money's worth this month, which is really important. The yarn itself is very lovely, very nice. Easily is something that I would have paid $30 a hank for at the LYS. So I don't feel like I got cheated at all. I feel like we're still rolling in a really good value zone here. I'm very curious. I did not look up on Cratejoy to see what it lists the theme for next month to be. So I'm very excited to see what we get in March and who our dyer will be next month, because this is definitely turning into an interesting box. And because you have different dyers every month, it's interesting to see like who's really into the cool tones, who's really into the warm tones, who likes playing with neutrals, so you could definitely get, like if you're looking for something unique, you could definitely find a little bit more of that here with this box. I think this definitely has a very unique feel as far as them being curated by different designers themselves. So anyway, I am going to head off now. I'm going to get everything caked up and pick a pattern. I don't already have a pattern picked this month. One of the things I would have done, I already have a pink and purple of in a bulky weight. So I don't need another one. So I've got to decide what I want to do. I don't work with bulky weight very often. So it's kind of like, it's fun when I'm forced to do it, but it's also, I don't have like in my mind immediately what I want it to be. Caffeine is just so essential for me in the morning. Anyway, I love you guys. As always, I look forward to seeing you real soon. Let me know in the description box what you guys think of this, or let me know in the description, not in the description, comment section. Let me know in the comments what you guys are thinking about this subscription box overall. Do you like what you're seeing? Are you intrigued to see what March comes? I mean, I would expect it's St. Patrick's Day, so I would expect we're going to see something maybe golds, greens, tans, khaki, kind of that, kind of a color palette. It would be kind of fun, have pot of gold and do like very butterscotchy kind of colors just to do something completely off. So I would suspect we're going to see something seasonal, but not necessarily. A lot of times these companies tend to surprise me in what they do for things like the month of March, where you want to do rainbows or shamrocks. But sometimes they just go completely off on their own and you get something really, really unique. So I have no idea what to expect. I guess we won't really be surprised together, but we'll be able to experience the initial together still. I love you. I look forward to seeing you real soon. Please take care, you guys.